What's up, people? Derek is back. Yep, just finished the last video about 2 seconds ago. And getting started on this next one. I'm going through all the amp models, or at least most of them, on the Line 6 Pod HD500 and giving my opinion of them and kind of showing you some tricks I've learned from them. And right now we are working on the Fender Deluxe Reverb. This is the normal channel. And if anyone that knows me, I'm far from normal, so me and this amp are nothing alike. I don't know. Wow, that's funny to me. Maybe because it's 12:43 and I'm pretty tired. My mind does funny things to me when I'm tired. But anyway, so yeah, the Blackface Lux, the Fender Deluxe Reverb, and this is again the normal channel. For those of you just tuning in, a standard setup that I've got on all these is every amp is running through the 2x12 PhD ported, the Dr. Z combo. I keep saying combo, I mean cabinet, but anyway, and the 57 on axis, the E.R or the room is all the way off. In the cab parameters, I leave everything the same. I just turn the thump all the way up, and in the amp parameters, I turn the hum all the way down. So, anyway, keeping that in mind, the only effects you're hearing is a little bit of reverb. And the guitar you're hearing is the Line 6 Variax 300. It's completely stock, so it's just going to be a standard. What you're going to hear today is a standard Strat, a standard Les Paul, and a standard Tele sound. No special tweaks or anything. This is just how the Variax sounds out of the box. And so, without further ado, let's do a review. Won't you? I don't know. So let's hear how the amp sounds. I'm on the Strat model, by the way, in case I didn't let you know. Really nice sounding amp, very good for bluesy stuff. I'll save that kind of lick for when I play the Les Paul. I'll play Stratty stuff on here. Let me get a little bit extra. Let me get a little different reverb on for this. That way you can... That's a very bad attempt at slow dancing. No, you don't see a bad attempt at slow dancing. You gotta come to my prom. Again, it's really late, so my joke's gonna be really corny. As if they're not usually, but... So, that's a Strat model. And the gain's at 60 or at 61 technically, but it's around 60. Let's see what this puppy can do. I'm going to bring it down to 50 and see what that does for it. Not really an appropriate guitar or amp to be playing that song on, but oh well, it's in my head. Here it is at 70, the amp at 70. So very nice, very nice. Here it is, fully just wide open. For this one, turn the bass off. So for a Fender amp, it's got a little bit of drive to it, and that's a pretty normal amount for a twin, I would say. Let's get about 60 again. Turn the bass back on. So that's a pretty good place, and we're going to keep the amp there. Alright, let's look at the amp parameters. The master volume works just like a master volume on your favorite old Fender Deluxe Reverb. Actually, Fender Deluxe Reverb doesn't have a master volume. It just has one volume control for each channel. So if you want to be like super die-hard vintage correct, actually, if you're really correct, you'd figure out what the ratio is as far as like how much the master distortion affects the preamp distortion, whatever. But what I'm doing is I have the master at 60 and the drive at 60. So theoretically speaking, this would be if you had a Fender Deluxe on 6. Now, I've never cranked up a Fender Deluxe, so I wouldn't be able to tell you that's what it sounds like, but I would imagine that's pretty close. So any of you tube amp guys that have played through a Deluxe, y'all can tell me if that's pretty close or not. So here's the master at 50, so, you know, it's just like if you had a modern version of a Deluxe that had a master volume. You know, if you had the master volume down, you're not going to get all the gain that you would normally get. Of course, most master volume amps have more gain in the preamp than this amp would anyway, the Fender Deluxe would anyway. But anyway, I'm kind of chasing a rabbit there. The master volume, or the master knob on the Pod HD500 works, it gives you that that power amp distortion. And so right there, you're pretty much just hearing preamp. So, pretty neat. But I like it wide open. Let's hear what this sounds like. I'm actually turning it down a little bit on this one, maybe about 80. I might even be a good little tube amp boy and have the drive at 82. Then again, I've always been a little bit of a rebel, so I'm going to put it at 60. As close to 60 as I can aim for. There we go. Alright, so I really wasn't supposed to talk about the master volume yet. I needed to talk about the Telly and the Les Paul models. But since we got a good sound with the amp right now, we can go ahead and get an idea of how the different guitars sound. So let's run through the pickup selections of the Strat, and then we'll move to the Telly, then to the Les Paul. So starting with the Strat. Let's see, what's a good one to do? Or you can go even more old school. Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. Alright, so now let's go to a tele sound. And might do a little different riff. And now the Les Paul. Now the Les Paul model. And rather than playing the same riff, I'll just go and do my one BB King lick that I know. So anyway, that's all the different guitars. Let's mess with some of these amp and cab parameters. So we've already messed with the master volume. Let's work with the sag here. So you've been hearing the sag at 50%, and that sounds like this. Here's the sag at 0. Here's the sag on 100. I actually like it at 50. I'm just going to keep it at 50, or about there. There's the hum knob. If you can hear it, might be too low a frequency, but basically what you're hearing is buzz, 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 buzz. Or sorry, hum. Wouldn't you hate it if someone did that the whole time while you're playing? It's pretty much what that knob does. Anyway. Oh, that was cool. I hit the guitar on the mic stand. I can use it as a slide. Anyway. So, I better hurry up and get this done before I hurt myself. So let's mess with the bias. The bias was at 50 throughout the whole video, so you know what that sounds like. Here's the bias at 0. Here's the bias on 100. I like it at 100. Let's keep it there. Here's the bias at 0. Bias X, or excursion on 0. bias excursion on 100. And actually like that, let's try it at 0 again. Maybe bump it up just a little bit. Alright, now let's mess with this, these cab parameters. Alright, the low cut. If you've got a humbucker equipped guitar or something that's exceptionally bassy, like an extended range or a down-tuned guitar, this low cut can really come in handy, because what it does is basically sets a, it basically determines what your lowest frequency is. So if you got a really bassy guitar and maybe its lowest frequency is too low, using this low cut, you can say, you know what, looky here, 7-string, I want this to be your lowest frequency, so here, suck a turtle egg. There you go. Yeah. So I'm on the Les Paul model again on the neck position, and let's hear what this low cut does. So here I'm on the neck pickup. Let's play something down low. Set this low cut at about 100 hertz. See, you play your rig does not play you. So you determine how much low end you got or how little you have. I personally don't have that problem. I wouldn't mind having that problem because I'm always trying to get as much low end as I can. I think guitar players all secretly want to be bass players, and bass players secretly want to be guitar players. So, all right, res level or resonance level. This I've described in the videos as almost like being 10 feet from your amp, 100 feet from your amp, and your ear being in the cabinet. So here's about 10 feet from your amp, just so to speak. Here's about 20 feet from your amp. And here is your ear in the cabinet. And just like if you were to stick your ear in the cabinet, it's going to be loud. Yeah, I'm not going to play much on that. I'm just going to put it back at 50. How about that? Yeah. So, the thump, the infamous thump control. I love it. I have it cranked all the way on every single amp, as far as I know. Adds just a nice sub-low frequency to it and gives your guitar a little bit of muscle. But let's hear it at 50%. This is where it comes stock. So this is what line 6 thinks your guitar needs to sound like. And now we have the thump at 0. So very, very thin sounding. Here it is back at 100. Pretty cool sounding thing, don't you think? And as far as the decay knob goes or parameter goes, I don't really know what that does, to be honest, so I'm not really going to spend a lot of time on it. Simple as that. So let's work with some overdrives and distortions, and then I'm going to bed, y'all. So here's the boost comp, and let's hear how that sounds. It's supposed to be like a second channel to the amp, so here's the amp without it. And here it is with it. Turn that treble just a little down. Sounds pretty nice. You can mess around with different compressors. You don't have to use a compressor. You can use another overdrive pedal if you so desire. I don't, so I won't. So anyway, let's listen to some overdrive pedals. This is the tube driver. Alright, now let's hear the tube screamer. Turn that tone knob down, the drive down, output up. Might even turn the bass up, you never know. I'm a wild man, you never know with me. Anyway, and finally the classic distortion. Turn the drive way down, the output up a hair, the filter up a big hair. And as you can hear, if you've got a single coil guitar like a Strat or Tele, that's a great overdrive to use to kind of get a faux humbucker type sound. With some tweaking, of course. Alrighty, folks, that's it for our broadcast today. So this has been the Line 6 Pod HD500 amplifier model overview, and I'm just going through and talking about some of my favorite amps in the unit and talking to you about how I'm getting the sound I'm getting and giving you some tips to help you get a sound that you might like. So anyway, this amp has been the Fender Deluxe Reverb through the normal channel, and also known as the Blackface Deluxe Norm. So anyway, I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video, and I hope you enjoy that as well. So this is Derek Hegwood signing off. Thank you, and God bless you.